If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. And also check out our partners, Nerds in the Hood, down in the description. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out. Okay, what's up everybody? This video is not going to be super long, obviously. It's a little late when I'm recording this, but this will be up almost immediately. Well, I would say at least in response to the next day. But anyways, let's kind of jump right into it. So today's episode of Black Lightning, I forget the number or the kind of designated name that was given to the episode. But if I remember correctly, the name of the episode was The Book of Blood, Chapter 1. Now, like I said, this season mostly relies heavily on the consequences of Season 1. But yeah, I'm not really going to talk about that right now. So what I was going to actually chat about was the death of Peter Gambi in this episode. And to be quite frank, even though I did a video previously, which I will link in the description down below, as well as it should be popping up in the little notes thing right about now, I'm actually going to discuss how even though they use his death kind of as a plot device to kind of catapult Jefferson and his daughters kind of forward in terms of how their characters are going to develop, it's almost obvious that he's pretty much alive. Now, one of the reasons why I would say this is the reason that kind of Black Lightning, aka Jefferson Pierce, kind of gave in the episode, whereas Gambi is a guy who has contingency plans for his contingency plans, and those usually contingency plans are in response to another contingency plan. So he's very well prepared, just because of how paranoid he was, as well as the fact that also where he came from or what he previously did. So it was a part of his job to kind of be prepared for everything. And it was quite clear that he was pretty prepared, just simply because of the fact that the SUV in which he died in actually, well, supposedly died in, it was very well protected. Now, it wasn't like a regular armored SUV. It was like an advanced armored, where and the inside of the car is actually telling him about the armor in terms of, you know, as it was gradually decreasing. Like that same van that Nick Fury had in the Winter Soldier when they were shooting at his van, and it was gradually telling him about the decrease in armor based on the amount of damage it was receiving from another vehicle. So you can tell he was always prepared for a lot of things, and I'm pretty sure he's not dead. We never found a body. We never saw a body, and just because nobody saw him leave the vehicle doesn't mean he didn't somehow escape in between the point of him kind of turning into that lot and the car exploding, because like I said, he probably turned into that lot for a specific reason, or he took a specific route knowing that, okay, this is what's going on, so I've prepared for this for many years, and he planned his escape route ahead of time. So remember that Gambi he's not someone who can be easily killed. Obviously, he's human. He doesn't have any metahuman abilities. At least I'm pretty sure they're not going to take that route. However, he is still a man who very much is prepared for many things in life, and he's not dead. It's just, like I said, I'm pretty sure if they decide to kill him in an official capacity, then he will be killed and you will see his body and we'll get to see all that. But as of right now, even though I kind of predicted his death for season 2, I kind of had a feeling that they would kind of use this more as a plot device and not really him being dead, but using this emotional kind of foundation for Jefferson and Nissa and Jennifer and everyone else, so that way they can kind of move things forward. And maybe we'll see Black Lightning where, you know, like many of his feelings that he felt like in this episode, where he felt like the city just kept taking from him, we'll get a darker Black Lightning where he's a little bit more ruthless, where he's more likely to kill somebody, because right now he's kind of grieving, because even though he kind of suspects that Gambi's alive, there is this kind of understanding or kind of belief that there's a possibility that he really could be dead. And I'm pretty sure we're all thinking about it too. Like, what if this is like a double bluff where we think he's alive, but, you know, even though we never seen his body, he might still very much be alive, but in reality he really is dead or something like that, or at least dying somewhere. But you never know. Like I said, I didn't make this video to be super long. Even if you pay attention to a lot of the panels that are kind of passing on your screen, I'm using this from Black Lightning Year 1, I believe. So a lot of this is kind of already been touched on in the comic books, where Gambi was killed by other gang members. It was done a little differently because Gambi was killed in his house in the comic book, unlike this one where supposedly his death was by car or vehicular manslaughter in some way, shape, or form, via drive-by, whatever you want to call it. But it definitely was something I did see coming, but the way that they did it was not necessarily, you know, what I thought it was per se, but I kind of knew to some degree that they would kind of take this route, just simply because as a TV show, it's going to take certain liberties and kind of redirect those situations so that way they can use them as plot devices in order to move things forward. And like I said, I'm kind of looking forward to see what they decide to do. Gambi, I'm pretty sure, used this opportunity to kind of fall off the grid so that way he can gather information. It's something that Batman has done in the DC universe a couple of times. People thought he was dead, and he used it to kind of recover as well as gather information, and still have other superheroes and even the Flash to some degree. But let me know what you think. Do you guys think that Gambi's actually dead? Me personally, I don't think so. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. And like I said, really let me know what you think about this whole Gambi situation and his supposed death. Like I said, he has too many plans and contingencies to really die for a really dumb reason. I feel like it would be something a little bit more elaborate. When I mean elaborate, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be really hard to kill him, but more or less ultimatum where he's protecting somebody else like Jefferson or Anissa or something like that. Just something a little bit more elaborate. Not a direct attack on him would be able to take him out. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.